blanking. I don't know. It's gone. It's over. But spawning down in our bottom right-hand position, we have our blue zerg, heGEmOni, who has just come off a 2-1 win streak against Shadowmumber. And spawning up in our top left-hand position, we have Captain, our red and almighty Terran. I'm wondering who
the Christmas Terran.
The Christmas Terran. Yes, it is Christmas time. You have to love that time of year. The only time when it's appropriate to walk down the street yelling ho. It's a good time of year.
Indeed it is. Only in multiples of 3.
You're a ho, and you're a ho. Captain eating dinner, very confident apparently. Doesn't need to be using both hands to defeat a zerg, because siege tanks auto-fire.
Who says he's using his hands? Perhaps he's using his feet to eat his food.
You're right, he's playing like the warlocks of old. He set his nose up on the A key and just proceeded to roll his face around on the keyboard. Until eventually everything is dead. Up! Up! Oh yes?
Did you know it's actually considered a great insult if you throw a bowl of steamed rice at your opponent at the end of a game?
Bowl? Where would you get this bowl of steamed rice though? I mean, do you keep a rice cooker beside you when you're playing?
Quite possibly. You can actually get packaged rice for very, very little money out of most convenience stores. Because it is actually one of the staples in the diet here.
Oh, well, I guess you
Meanwhile, we do see a
USB
command
microwave.
center first here.
CC first. This is ballsy. Especially against a Zerg. Oh, Zerg going straight for that SCV. Let's punch it in the face.
Punching it, biting it, get those little crab claws going. And we do see that the barracks is starting, so we do see that the early pool style of play from heGEmOni is actually going to give him a huge advantage here now.
Definitely. This is going to come back and pretty help him in the game. He is doing a lot of harassment right now with this drone. Look at him go.
Indeed, this drone is quite possibly going to get a kill here.
This drone don't want to see none. He's just going straight for it. He's shanking everyone.
This drone has actually delayed the command center by a massive amount.
Definitely, he's going back home.
And
He can
we
hold
see
his drone
that
hat
Captain's
up high.
actually been forced into... Indeed. But some very nice repair micro from Captain, sees that both SCVs do survive there.
Very unfortunate.
And meanwhile, this drone is still attacking down in the center of the map.
Look at it go! He is starting fights all over the hood.
That's quite possibly one of the most aggressive drones I've ever seen.
Well, they are like crabs. And have you ever met a nice crab?
Quite possibly not. We do see, though, that heGEmOni's window of opportunity to do some damage here is actually very quickly running out, as this bunker is going to complete, and soon the wall off will be completed as well. However, from this position, even with 2 racks underway, there is going to be a massive opportunity for some kind of Baneling style play now.
He has taken all these workers. Oh, he's put them back into gas now. I wouldn't be expecting a Baneling all-in at some sort of early timing, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some Banelings later on in the game. And by later on, I mean in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Indeed. But we do see that we're at 6 minutes and the third base still hasn't been put down, so we could see some rather strong early pressure here from heGEmOni.
Definitely.
We see the second gas going down and an Evo chamber. But do we see a Roach Warren? What else do we see going down?
Currently...
Double Evo chamber. I think he's going to go straight for Infestation Pit into a third base.
That's pretty ballsy. He does have that Evo behind the Gasso at the natural, preventing some sort of Hellion harassment. But we are seeing no Hellions right now, only 3 barracks.
Well, we do see the 3 barracks and a 3rd command center currently underway. We could well see a factory followed by a reacted starport coming up soon, or perhaps he'll go into more of a siege tank oriented play. Now, I'm not sure I like this decision to get stim before getting the combat shield upgrade, especially given you're against Zerg. You know that there are this many lings out in the middle of the map.
Definitely. I don't play Terran a lot, but I definitely say combat shield before stim. It's just so it helps so much. 10 health against Zerglings and Banelings is amazing. Zerglings
But this is not
attacking
cost-effective engagement. Zerglings should not be attacking bunkers. Zerglings should be going up, spotting, seeing if they can get into the main, or even just taking out this gas like they are doing.
Oh, it's burning. They've successfully sniped.
And that is actually going to delay any tech from the Terran quite well. As we do see that the factory is underway, the Baneling nest is just about complete, and these Zerglings are going to become Banelings quite quickly.
Definitely.
Baneling nest is complete.
What are they going to do? Are they going to Baneling up, or are they going to run? We got some Banelings
They're
on the
hidden
way.
quite well, and
Oh no.
11 Banelings underway. They've been seen.
Banelings. They have been seen, but there's not a lot he can do with this short amount of time.
Indeed. Meanwhile, we see that heGEmOni preemptively transferring a couple of drones to his 3rd. He's got complete saturation in the main and natural, and oh!
He's going to oh! That was, I don't know what quite happened there.
That is actually
Pretty bad for
that
the
was
Zerg.
a interesting engagement. Pretty bad indeed. He did manage to do a bit of damage. He's killed a few SCVs, but he lost his major opportunity there. And we do see that these Zerglings actually transform back into Zerglings to prevent the Baneling transformation, but there's just too many Marines now. The first 2 medevacs are underway. A tech lab is currently being built on this factory to get some siege tanks, and quite possibly the 3rd command center is going to transfer over to the 3rd base relatively soon. Probably after the first 3 or 4 siege tanks make their appearance.
Definitely, that's what I'd be expecting to see right now.
Now, I'm not sure I like this decision to get siege mode before starting your first tank. While it's a nice upgrade, it's not actually going to help you that much. With the 100 gas, you could actually build a 2nd factory, or use the gas for that to actually get some more medevacs earlier on. I feel that siege tanks would be more of a transitional phase after this.
That is a good point you bring up. I guess it depends if he's being aggressive or just sort of chilling back at his home.
Indeed. We do have a Spore Crawler and a Spine Crawler at 3rd to deny any kind of drops.
No
Meanwhile,
cancel
this
on that
4th base
4th.
gets taken out. Indeed. And these Banelings are moving back into the main. Baneling speed has just started.
Oh, this is going to be bad.
This is going to be
lose a
very
lot of
bad.
lanes here.
It's going to lose a lot of lanes, but
Oh!
these Banelings get there just in time.
2 Marines being taken out.
Indeed. Meanwhile, we have the Reaper enjoying its last few fleeting moments of this upgrade. Meanwhile, 2 drones, which probably we're going to transfer over to take these bases up in the top right-hand side. They just get to scout out this army arriving.
Has that Reaper been alive this whole time? Is that a Hero Reaper?
Yes, it has.
That is a Hero Reaper.
That Reaper survived the Baneling bust.
Oh no,
And we
he's
do
going to
see
take a Baneling to the
is
face.
currently here.
Oh no! The only casualty was
Goodbye,
Hero
Mr.
Reaper.
Reaper.
If you're going to
Meanwhile,
pick up,
we do see
now's
that
the
these
time.
stimmed Marines running from Banelings. Now is the time, as Baneling speed is about to finish, and these Marines are overextending.
Oh,
They're going
Suddenly
to get this
Baneling
queen, but
speed.
Baneling speed has...
oh!
It's finished, and here come the speed Baneling.
Oh! only 3 Marines. Feels a bit robbed.
Oh, that was unfortunate timing. And they load up into the medevacs, ready to drop again.
Terran
But
is
meanwhile,
a
we
fair
see
unit.
bunkers, interestingly, being constructed in the center of the map. I would have actually expected those to be siege tank lines instead.
Why build siege tanks when you can build a bunker?
But I suppose that is true, but
250% of your resources back when you salvage them?
quite possibly not. But bunkers, siege tanks. As we all know, siege tanks are extremely good versus banelings and versus zerglings and pretty much any ground-based unit.
The only downside is
About the only unit that's better than that in the game is the Warhound, and we do have a drop here at the 3rd, which is going to do quite a significant amount of damage here.
It is, it's focusing
You
down
see the
that
spine crawler goes down, and it's
8 health
these
left.
things move back just in time to deflect it. And another drop here in the main. He's going to try and take out this extractor, and then just get out, doing little bits of damage here and there. This drop is currently just waiting to be healed by this medevac, slowly but surely, and ready to drop the 3rd base again. And he actually kept that spine crawler alive. Clutch transfusion there at the last second.
Very good transfuse. The Zerg, not Zerg, sorry, Terran dropping down 6. Nope, no. 6 barracks. Almost said 6 factories. Could have been bad.
Well, these drops are again continuing to buy time for the Terran. Meanwhile, he gets up his vehicle level 2 and he begins his ground weapons level 3.
These drops are doing severe damage right now.
And this is what happens when you don't get your when you do not get your infest attack quickly enough. But oh, this medevac might actually die here, and barely escapes with its life.
Health.
And he is actually in a position now where he cannot, if he picks up, he is going to lose everything,
when you can
and he
survive
does.
with 1 health? Don't need transfuse when you
Indeed.
have 1 health.
But we do see that Captain has taken up a position in the center, and he has now got full map control. While there is this Baneling force, which can move up to the 3rd and do quite significant damage because there are no units left to defend.
That could just be
He does have to get past this tank line. That could be a straight on run by. Let's see if he'll actually go for it though. What I'd like to see him do is actually have got this infest attack that much faster. When a Terran is going for drop play, you want to have your infestation pit done at least by the 10 to 11 minute stage, rather than the 16, 17 minute stage.
Definitely.
But he did manage to deflect, and he has actually got quite a sizable army here. But with this many Marines, you need to move in. And
that
beautiful fungal!
That was a fungal and
Beautiful fungal trapping half of that army,
Oh,
and we do see that these zerglings moving
coming
in.
from behind.
They are actually going to catch these tanks out of position. These tanks are not sieged. If this Ling army catches up with it now, he is actually going to take everything out here.
Not going in for it. Where are those Lings going? They decided to die to a planetary.
Oh, you don't want to engage the planetary fortress.
Yes,
Planetary
they do.
fortress is not a good idea to attack.
That planetary getting all the kills.
But I believe that planetary is getting all the kills. These Marines arrive, the SCVs repair, and suddenly, not so good.
34 kill planetary.
He's actually squandered the advantage that he had.
Absolutely threw it away then. I would have definitely just gone straight up for those tanks, taken them down, and just bombarded the top with infested Terrans. Just hit that mineral line from the high ground.
Indeed. Or even just fungal growth hit from the high ground.
Yeah.
Because what does it take to kill about 16 SCVs?
Probably about 4 or 5 fungals, depending if you hit them.
300 energy, my friend.
That or
300
4
energy,
infested
that's
terrans.
all it costs. Indeed. But from infested terrans you actually can run. But we do see Captain taking up position around the centre again. Interestingly, not sieging these tanks. A interesting move, but this nice little counter-attacking Marines down in the bottom is going to take out this hatchery. He does get the cancel at the last second, and this drone is still alive.
Very good burrow then. That was a good
That
move.
was beautiful burrow micro.
That burrow.
But we do see a big push moving into the third base here.
Oh.
And oh! Siege tanks taking out so many banelings. But these siege tanks are not defended.
Yeah, why engage
And interestingly
the army?
enough-
Just go kill the guy.
Indeed.
Oh.
However, there is a planetary fortress to contend with, and that is actually going to do quite a bit of damage.
Fungals. Oh no! Those infestors taking a lot of damage. They will go down.
Those infestors are all dying.
One survived, the lone infestor.
And here come the banelings. And here come the banelings into the tanks.
Oh no!
He does do a lot of damage to these tanks, but ultimately we do see that there are 6 siege tanks still left.
And those marines left
5
behind
in the push,
third
1
were
back
able
at the
to take it
main.
down. Now we have marine pressure on the
Indeed.
5th. heGEmOni tapping out.
Indeed. And a little bit of delay at the start of the game again.
Looks like we're going. We are
Yep,
going.
beginning mining at the 10-second mark, giving us that little bit of a handicap. We have in the top right-hand position the slightly less festively blue Terran today. We have Captain. And in the bottom left-hand position, going for the festive Santa Claus Zerg colours, we have our good friend, currently down 0 and 1, Mr. Fusion Slugs heGEmOni.
Yeah. I'll be rooting for the Zerg here to try to bring it back to 1-1. Give us some of that.
Well then, we do have a little bit of downtime here because it's Zerg versus Terran. Not really much of anything happens unless the Terran's going to go for an 11-11.
True dat. We could see a worker rush with 2 SCVs leaving the base. Are we going to be seeing a proxy?
Well, you know I mentioned 11-11.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this could be exactly what's happening. We're at 150 minerals, the supply depot is done, and here's the first barracks. And quite likely here's the second.
A bit far out to be doing this though, wouldn't you think? I'd think you'd be
Indeed.
doing it.
One thing I've usually seen a lot of players do in the Korean server, they would put the first one down where that first barracks began, and then send the second SCV slightly to the north of the left-hand watchtower, just past that base, somewhere by the third. And by that point, the SCV would actually have 150 minerals to start building the second one, allowing the Marines to actually move from the first barracks and the second down towards the third, and then push up into the natural, completely avoiding the watchtowers, and oh, that drone barely missed it.
That was super close to being scouted then.
That was indeed very close, and this Overlord is going to see it.
He's going right for it. He sees the SCV.
On this current scouting path, this Overlord is going to see it. It's going to see the Marine, and if Captain's not paying attention... Oh, he stopped. heGEmOni needs to continue going. He's going for the high ground to try and save the Overlord.
He's gonna
But
make
seeing
it.
the second Marine pop out, he's got to know that something's up.
Oh!
We have a bunker being built here at the expansion. The Overlord survives with 3 hit
health.
points.
Speedy Overlord.
And meanwhile, we do see that these barracks have got to continue Marines, because at this point, all Zerg has to do is build 1 spine crawler and a couple of Zerglings.
I think
Now,
Zerg's
is
actually
Captain
gonna
going
hold
to
this.
heavily commit to this? He's managed to hold it, but he's now got 3 Marines, soon to be 5, pushing up. And the spine crawler is not yet done. And he hasn't actually begun any zerglings. There's 2. But he needs to pull these drones along with these zerglings right now.
If that SCV
there we go, we have
down,
some drones being pulled.
Sally.
The Queen goes down. And the pressure's been held off. He has actually come out fairly even from that because he's delayed mining time. But these Marines are very, very quickly overstaying their welcome.
Definitely, I'm surprised he's trying to...
7 Marines versus 2 Queens and 6 Zerglings. That's not going to end particularly well. And where are these Zerglings going?
Oh, he's
managed to get the Queen, but he does get surrounded. He does get the Queen snipe, but he lost all of those Marines, and if these Zerglings actually push forward, he's going to catch everything. But we see, actually, on the back of this, Captain has done quite well to keep his SCV count quite high, and he did manage to do quite a bit of damage on the drones count, leaving heGEmOni now able to just sneak ahead. But we do see barracks 2 and 3 underway. And 4 and 5. Nope, not 4 and 5. Those are just the ones that are going to arrive. So, interestingly, we're going to have 4 racks follow-up. Do you think he's going to go for a 6 racks push after this, or is he going to try and transition into a more standard style of play?
I reckon we'll see a probably more of a standard style play. I mean, it's pretty hard to follow up cheese with cheese and not just die. So, I wouldn't be expecting some sort of 6 racks.
Well, we do see that heGEmOni's or the captain, sorry, is expecting some kind of follow-up aggression here, because he's throwing down a bunker and he's continuing his marine production. He's deathly afraid that an all-in's heading his way.
He is, and he's also deathly wrong. I mean, there are still only 6 Zerglings on the map, and only drones are being produced right now.
Indeed, drone count's currently at 29 to 25. A rather nice advantage here for him.
Definitely a second bunker going down now.
What I'd like to see heGEmOni do, given he is going for this style of play, he can see that this expansion is arriving now. I'd like to see him push out, take his 3rd, and perhaps throw down a 2nd gas, so that he can now push on towards his lair tech and try and get out a slightly quicker infestation bit. However, this supply block is going to hurt him for a little bit, as he's only just started his 2 overlords.
That is true. We do have a bit of a move out.
We do see this neutral supply depot is being killed off here, because, after all, neutral supply depots are the banes of all terrans.
I like the neutral supply depots.
Well, I imagine you as a Zerg player would enjoy those, because it stops Protoss actually walling you in completely.
I'm not gonna lie.
These Marines are moving down to the 3rd base, which is not there. Up at the north side, they're hoping to snipe a potentially quick 3rd, but we do see that we're going to have perhaps some kind of 2-base aggression here with the Roach Warren coming down and the lair. Do you think he's going to go for Roaches or for Mutas off of this?
Seeing this setup, I think it's going to be more than likely Roaches. He's seen only Marines coming out of his opponent currently, and in my experience, anybody who doesn't do very well with a, I guess a proxy, generally tries to go into some sort of Helium play afterwards to try to get some econ damage and to kill your lings in a counter-attack style. So I'm not expecting to see that out of Captain, but I'd expect to see Roaches come out from heGEmOni.
Indeed. We do see that heGEmOni actually is quite limited in his map vision right now, so he doesn't really know what his opponent could be going for. I'd like to see him put a couple of lings on patrol around the map, perhaps move out. He's going to move in and take this watchtower, which is going to be a nice little bonus for him. But he seems a little bit indecisive about which watchtower to clear out first, and he hasn't actually done anything.
Deciding balls to the
these Marines
watchtowers,
steam
I'd
forward,
rather
they are
just
actually going to get a lot of kills. Indeed. Not even going down to check for this third base, which, incidentally, has not even begun yet.
Both players sticking to 2 bases. Oh, I lie. A third base just popped down from heGEmOni. Right underneath the vision
In
of a
plain sight
tower.
of his opponent.
What I like to call a Cillian. Knowing that your opponent can see what you're doing, but doing it anyway.
Or it could be called any Korean in any level of the GSL World Championships, which just happened. So much trash talking during that tournament.
You just
But we
went
do
there.
see these Lings are heavily out of position here, and
Oh,
they're
this
going to
is
see
not
these
gonna be
medevacs, they're
good.
going to see these Marines. They do not want to engage this, and
That
wisely
base
he runs
needs to be
away.
cancelled. It's not cancelled.
He's got
Ooh.
8 Banelings underway, he does have Baneling speed underway as well. He needs to back off here and just buy as much time as he can.
Here they come. Here come the Banelings.
And these
Not
Banelings are
going
finished,
in.
he's on keep, he's trying to wait for speed. He needs to move in right now and now pull back and wait for speed.
Ooh. He's going to be losing this creep too.
Very
Really
nice
repopulate
deflection
those tumors.
Well, he does have 2 Queens with a lot of energy, but what he needs to do is push out towards his third, at least send 1 or 2 Lings out towards where the army could be, and he does spot it. He sees everything.
Ooh,
But
losing
again,
a lot of
losing a
Lings
lot
there.
of Lings unnecessarily. Leaving Captain completely free to just cancel that hatchery.
Oh,
Meanwhile, at least heGEmOni sees the funny side of things here.
yep.
And unit-wise, we see that Captain has managed to take an SCV lead, 52 to 45. And in production, we have 28 Zerglings. Oh my god. Holy Zerglings, Batman.
That's a lot of Zerglings. Oh, we have a
And
drop coming
there's the
down
third
towards the
command
main.
center finally finished. That we
heGEmOni
do.
is set up to
Has this
defend
over. He is set up very nicely for defending this, but is he actually going to pay attention to it?
Oh, loses the medivac.
And he managed to lose the medevac, and these Banelings
Oh, don't waste the Baneling. Oh.
don't even need to. They don't even need to detonate.
Very lucky there that the Zerglings played Bouncer then. Could have been a huge waste for the Banelings to have detonated then.
This Marine not living as charmed a life as his predecessors at the Watchtower. And we do see, meanwhile, another Marine tank push coming out of Captain.
Captain does seem to
But this
like
is
those Marines.
quite a large Ling counterattack. He could run into the natural, which is completely undefended here.
Looks like that's what he's going to do.
And he does just that.
Oh, those Banelings!
And he pulls back the Banelings at just the wrong time. But he's managed to get inside the main. He can do a lot of damage here.
What's he going to do?
What he needs to do is just get behind the mineral line, start morphing a couple of Banelings, perhaps just try and do some damage to these SCVs,
Borrowing?
and
Whoa!
scans, and it's a GG.
GG throwing
The
down.
mannerist of mana burrows.
Oh. Bit of a strange
Well,
game there.
that was a very interesting way to finish a ZBT.
Yes.